The elevator camera was turned off the night he disappeared, but somehow, someone still kept recording. The official report says there's no usable footage. The file I'm about to show you should be empty, just a dead signal, a black screen, and white noise. But at exactly 13 seconds, the doors open and something walks in that was never supposed to be there. My name doesn't really matter. I work in building maintenance and security for an office tower that was finished in 2013. 13 floors, 4 elevators, hundreds of cameras. My job is simple. When something breaks, I fix it. When something fails, I pull the logs and the footage. A few weeks ago, an elevator failed, and the footage I found should not exist. For legal reasons, I can't show you the building name or the tenants, but I can show you the file. It was buried inside an old backup drive labeled elevatora.archive. Most of the videos are exactly what you'd expect. People going to work, leaving late, staring at their phones. And then there's one clip from 3:03 a.m. tagged with a bright red warning, no signal, corrupted. On the system, that warning means the camera was offline. It should be a dead frame, a glitch, an error code. When I opened it, the screen was pure black with that soft hiss of audio static in the background. No faces, no movement, no elevator doors, just nothing. But the timer was still running at the bottom, seconds ticking by on a camera that wasn't supposed to be recording anything. I almost closed it until I noticed something change at 13 seconds. At 0013, the darkness shifts. It's hard to explain if you're not used to staring at security footage all night, but black isn't just black. Static has a rhythm. At 13 seconds, something interrupts it, like the outline of doors sliding open in a pitch-black room. For one frame, you can see the faint edge of metal. Then a shadow steps forward into the camera's field of view. No face, no details, just the suggestion of a person-shaped silhouette entering an elevator that officially wasn't being filmed at all. I scrubbed back 3 times thinking it was a compression error. It wasn't, because at 0019, the audio picks up something else. Over the hiss of static, another voice comes through, calm, close to the mic, almost like it's inside your headphones. It says, "Are you sure this floor even exists?" The hair on my arm stood up when I heard it, not because of what it said, but because I recognized the voice. It sounded exactly like mine. I paused the video and checked the elevator logs for that exact minute. The panel says the car was parked on floor 13. There's only one problem. Our elevator system is hard-coded to stop at 12. I know every inch of that building. I was there during construction. I watched the panels go in. I signed off on the stops. I tested the emergency brakes myself. There is no 13th floor. On the outside, the building jumps from 12 straight to the roof access. On the inside, the buttons go from 1 to 12. That's it. No hidden mezzanine, no secret penthouse, no spooky 13th floor for marketing. So why did the log say 13? And why did the file, the one labeled no signal, show a shadow walking into an elevator that wasn't being filmed on a floor that isn't supposed to be there? There's something else I haven't told you yet. The night this file was created, someone went missing in that building. A janitor on the night shift named Alex Rivera, 34 years old, last seen on a hallway camera pushing a cart toward elevator A at 2:57 a.m. In the footage, he presses the button and waits. The doors open, he goes inside, cart and all. The doors close, and he never comes out on any other camera. No stairs, no lobby, no parking garage, just gone. The official story is that he walked out a back exit with a blind spot in the cameras, maybe to disappear on purpose. They never say what I found out later, that the last elevator log on his badge is time-stamped at 3:03 a.m. on floor 13. I went back to the no signal file and turned the brightness all the way up. Pixel by pixel, the shape in the frame gets clearer. You can make out a cart. You can make out the curve of a shoulder, the tilt of a head. It looks exactly like Alex, standing just off center in the elevator. But there's something wrong with the way he's standing. He's facing the camera, and so is his reflection in the stainless steel wall behind him. Both sets of shoulders rise and fall like he's breathing, except his real chest isn't moving at all. At 0027, the reflection tilts its head a few seconds before he does. At 0031, the reflection blinks, but he doesn't. If you listen carefully at 0032, you can hear a faint ding. Our elevators only make that sound when a floor is selected. In the lower left corner of the frame, a tiny square of light is visible where the button should be. It shouldn't be possible to see it in a feed with no signal, but it's there, a tiny glowing number. 13. It pulses once, like a heartbeat. Then, under my own breathing, I hear the second voice again. It says, "You were the one who wrote it this way. You built the building. You knew this floor had to go somewhere." My stomach dropped. I didn't say those words, but the voice sounded like me, recorded on another day, another microphone, like someone took my voice and pressed it into the tape. I started digging through older backup drives, looking for any other files with that same red no signal tag. I found 3 more. Different dates, same 3 a.m. time window, same elevator. Always elevator A. Always that silent black frame, slowly giving up shapes it was never supposed to capture. In one clip, a woman stands alone with her coffee, staring at her phone, but the timestamp says the elevator never stopped on her floor. In another, a kid in a hoodie disappears between frames. 1 second, he's leaning against the wall. The next, the cart he was pushing is on its side, and the doors are opening to an empty hallway. Each time, the log records a stop on floor 13. I saved the original file to my desktop so I could slow it down and study it frame by frame. I named it elevator13.raw.mp4 and left it converting while I went to get coffee. When I came back, the icon was still there, but the name had changed. Now it read, "Do not press it again.mp4. I live alone. No one else had access to my computer. The security system doesn't allow remote login without a notification. I checked the logs. No one had touched my workstation. I opened it anyway. This time, it didn't start at 3:03 a.m. It started in my own office. The camera is behind me, like someone standing over my shoulder. On my screen, it shows the exact moment you're watching right now. And on the monitor in the footage, the elevator doors slide open. The building owners don't know I have these copies. As far as they're concerned, the corrupted clips have been overwritten by newer footage. They still tell tenants that the missing janitor walked out on his job, that there is no 13th floor, that the elevator was never unsafe. But I keep getting alerts at 3:03 a.m. Motion detected, camera A. Even on nights when the elevator is locked off for maintenance, even on nights when the power is shut down on all 12 floors. So if you ever find yourself alone in an elevator and the panel flashes a number that isn't supposed to be there, don't press it. Don't even look at it. Because if you do, you might not like what the camera sees when it finally turns back on. This was File 13 from the Voices Behind Glass archive. There are 3 more elevator clips I haven't shown yet, each one stranger than the last. If you want me to open the next file, you know what button to press.